Hi, Sagittarius. Welcome to your tarot reading. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. Either way, thank you so very much for being here, and thank you for sharing your energy with me. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to pull a traditional Celtic cross spread. Whatever message comes out is what Spirit wants you to hear. That is the message for the collective. I've set that intention with my deck and with my guides. So let's get in to the tarot. If you are here because this is on your feed, then this message is for you. If you are here because of the title, this message is definitely for you. So we've got the Eight of Swords here. Feeling stuck, feeling trapped. So be sure and like the video. Leave me a comment if you feel called to do so. And definitely subscribe if you like the messages. It really does help my channel grow. And it also helps others to be able to see the messages, the more interactions that they get. So I would appreciate that. Awesome. Okay. So again, we have the Eight of Swords on the bottom of the deck. And the Eight of Swords is feeling trapped, feeling stuck. It is, you know, trapped in like this mental prison. So this person is like stuck in these swords, right? She's all bound up and she has on this blindfold. But this is like a self-imposed prison, right? Mental prison. This is you staying stuck and holding yourself back. You have like these limiting beliefs, right? Like this could never happen, or things are never going to come together. It is just this cycle of negative thinking here, right? So the situation is the Two of Wands, and the Two of Wands is making a decision to step out of a comfort zone. It is to go and explore, right? So he is standing up here in his tower and he's looking out to the horizon and he has this globe in his hand, right? So it's like you have the whole world at your fingertips here. So it is time to kind of take that next step and come out of a comfort zone, right? So this is like, you know, if you're starting a business, then this is like just taking one small step towards what it is that you want to build. If it's about a relationship or a job, it is about taking that next step, you know, just maybe putting together your resume, or, you know, figuring out what this person likes in order to move towards them, you know, whatever situation that this is for you. But the blockage here is the Magician. So the Magician is that master manifester, and is, you know, he has all of the tools that he needs in order to manifest the life that he desires. He has air, earth, fire, water. He has the wands, the swords, the cups, the pentacles, and this is all within you, right? So this is a blockage, is telling me that there has been no action. There's inaction, right? There is this maybe kind of, again, stuck in this mental prison and not taking any action forward. With the Magician, it can be like you don't feel like you have what you need in order to build something here. But the situation or the root cause here is like the Three of Pentacles. So the Three of Pentacles is about collaboration. It is about teamwork. It is about working with others in order to build something that you want here. And that's what you're just needing to step out of your comfort zone in order to build whatever this is. So if this, again, is a business that you're wanting to build, you're going to have to collaborate with others on certain aspects of this, right? Maybe they have the tech expertise and you don't. Maybe you have more of the logistics, you know, whatever it is. I'm just trying to use general examples here. But this is about building with others and really collaborating in order for your work to be seen, in order for things to come together here, right? But that's going to require you to take some kind of action and step out of your comfort zone. In the recent past, we have the Six of Wands. This is about victory. It is about being seen, and it's about recognition. Again, your work being seen with that Three of Pentacles, and then the Six of Wands is that victory, right? It is being seen. And this can also, like the negative aspect of this could be about pride. You know, you could have let your pride get in the way and you didn't want to collaborate with others, you know, but this has you like really stuck in this pattern of holding yourself back, limiting yourself because you're not collaborating with others, or you're not working as a team with others. So, but in the recent past, again, you know, that Six of Wands, that is like kind of this recognition or being seen. So you could have been seen recently, and that is going to help you grow and expand. Your higher self or subconscious, we have the Three of Cups. So this is joy, celebration. This is, celebrating with friends, celebrating with coworkers, and this is also about community. The Three of Pentacles can also be about building a community. So you have the two threes here. But this can be about you really trying to find that joy and happiness in building something here, and realizing that that's going to involve like a community, right? So, and the community could just be these three people here, right? It doesn't have to be a large community, but needing to find that joy and happiness in the collaboration here, right? So in the near future, we have the Wheel of Fortune. This is fate. This is karma. This is things starting to move forward in your favor. Things are starting to turn, right? So this is like an actual wheel of fortune, and our lives go in cycles, right? So you're probably completing some sort of cycle here and moving into the next phase, which means forward movement. It means things coming together. And this is like a fated and destined time. It's also a divine timing card. So I feel like now is the time for your work to be seen, and now is the time for you to collaborate with others in order to bring this to fruition, whatever this is for you. And your feelings, we have the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords is like this battle. It is like, it could be an internal battle. It could be like egos clashing. And so the swords are our thoughts, right? Which is air energy. And this could be you like just mentally conflicted here, or there could be conflict and arguments with others. And that could be what is making you feel hesitant about collaborating with others. But it's also like this feeling of being defeated. And then you have that Eight of Swords on the bottom of the deck, right? Like you're probably feeling very defeated and thinking that this is not going to move forward, right? When is this divine timing? When am I going to be able to move forward? And I feel like that's what you're feeling stuck in, like this cycle is about. And, with that Five of Swords, it is like probably feeling very defeated and feeling a little tired here. But in your environment, the influence here, we have the Fool card. This is a new beginning. This is needing to kind of go at things with full trust in the universe. This person is on the edge of this cliff, and all he has is the satchel here. He's not taking much with him, just his faith in the universe. And he is just jumping off this cliff, right? So this is about like just taking that leap of faith and really trusting that things are going to come together, and really trusting that the universe has your back here, and that they are going to bring your manifestations into fruition, right? So that is in your energy right now. That's the environment around you, is this whole new beginning. And I just feel like maybe things are moving a little bit slower than you had wanted, right? And finally, you've stepped out of your comfort zone here in order to collaborate with others. And now things are starting to turn. Now that you have decided to kind of start collaborating with others, things are going to start moving forward. Your hopes and fears, we have the Three of Swords. I think you're fearing the worst here. Again, we had that Eight of Swords on the bottom of the deck. I think you're just fearing that things are not going to work out. I think you are afraid that worst case scenario, right? Like you've taken this leap of faith, you're collaborating with others, but this is not going to come together, or you feel like this isn't the right direction to take, or you shouldn't have taken this leap of faith. So there is like this fear of loss and grief. Maybe you're fearing that of the financial loss, right? Or, losing friends, family members, whatever it is. I just feel like you are kind of seeing the worst of the situation, and you need to focus on the happiness, the joy, this Three of Cups energy, right? But the overall outcome, we have the World. So the World is a completion. Like you've completed a cycle. Again, with this Wheel of Fortune, you've completed one cycle, and we're going to be moving forward into a new cycle. And, the World, I always see like this circle, and it's like a portal. And then you have the Fool, which is the first card in the major arcana, and the World card is the last card of the major arcana. So the Fool starts out and he goes through all of the major arcana cards, and then he comes to the World card. And then once he gets to the World, it's like this cycle starts over, right? Like you are in this new phase of life, right? This new cycle that is starting for you. And there is some kind of like completion and fulfillment here, some victory, right? And then you have that Six of Wands, which is another victory. But I love the World card as your final outcome, because it's a transition into this new phase, and it is like this completion energy. So I really love that. Let's see. What do they not see coming, Spirit? So you have the King of Cups, Six of Swords, and the King of Swords. Very interesting. So you got two kings here. So the King of Cups is all about those deep emotions, right? So he is the feminine masculine king. Whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter. It's just masculine and feminine energy. But he is very charismatic. He is very creative. He is very emotionally balanced, right? He is a good leader, but he leads from compassion, right? Whereas the King of Swords is more of a very strict, logical type of energy. So I feel like this is you kind of maybe tapping into more of your emotions and your creativity and moving on from this stiff logic King of Swords type of energy. But definitely, like, use your head, right? Maybe you've been a little emotional about the situation and stepping out of your comfort zone. And now it's just time for you to kind of lock in and step into like this King of Swords energy, right? Because again, we're transitioning. We are moving from one cycle to another. And you have the Six of Swords, which is moving on and transitioning, accepting lessons and moving on from them, right? So this person is like in this boat and they're literally moving to this island. So you could physically be moving. I just feel like this is you, emotionally balancing and moving on from like this deep emotional pain and moving more into this logical, structured type of energy. So maybe, now that you're collaborating with others, you have to work on like a better schedule, right? Or whatever this is for you. I just feel like that we are moving on from like that emotional type of energy and moving more into like this logical aspect of things and not getting too tied up in your emotions and just remaining balanced. Like I said, the King of Cups is very emotional and the King of Swords is very logical, right? So it is balancing head over heart. It is balancing those energies. What's the advice? Awesome. So we have the Star, the Page of Cups, and the Seven of Pentacles. So the Star is about hope and renewal. It is like a wish fulfillment. So I feel like this is Spirit telling you to stay hopeful, remain optimistic here, and keep focusing on your wish fulfillment. But also be open to new opportunities, right? So you have the Page of Cups here, and this page has like this fish in his cup, right? This is a gift. This is the universe presenting you with this fish, and this is being open to new opportunities and remaining optimistic about what it is you're trying to manifest here, right? Your wish fulfillment. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles, which is, be patient. There is growth, there is progress, whether it is as fast as you want it to go, probably not. This is very slow moving. Pentacles are not fast, but this is, he's planted this seed and now all of these pentacles are growing. So he will be able to enjoy the fruits of his labor. Right now, things are just growing and expanding. And it's also about like looking at this and deciding what is worth your time, right? So is this Eight of Swords, this sitting in worry and self-imposed prison, and this Three of Swords, like fearing the worst here, right? I call it fear mongering. Like you're just working yourself up and getting too emotional about it. And you need to maybe not pour your time into that. Pour your time into these logical steps, right? What is going to work here and what is not going to work, and remain balanced. But remain optimistic as well, right? And stay open to those new opportunities in regards to your wish fulfillment. So, you never know how things are going to turn. Something could come in and completely change the trajectory, right? I mean, we do have this karma here, this Wheel of Fortune card, this fated, destined, everything turning. So you don't know how things are going to go. Just remain optimistic to it. And again, have that trust in the universe, that Fool card. Just be open to new. I'm going to pull a couple oracle cards and see if we have any additional messages here. So we have Speak Your Truth. You've stayed silent long enough. Speak up, stand your ground, and state your perspectives. You will rise to a higher vibration when you let your voice be heard. I love that. Yeah, this recognition, this being seen. Maybe this is you speaking up to this group and coming out of that comfort zone. Maybe you've been kind of quiet because you didn't think you had the knowledge that this group needed, or you've always kept your ideas to yourself and now it's time to speak up. Abundance. You're being asked to open to abundance, to believe that you're deserving of it, and to believe that it will flow to you. This is the first important step toward receiving it. Breathe deeply and trust that it's on its way. Yeah, again, the trusting with this Fool, the Star card, being open to new opportunities, being open to these intuitive messages, being open to gifts from spirit here, right? And then it says pause. You're being asked to pause before making a quick decision and moving forward. Allow yourself to step back, look at all the possible outcomes, and make sure you're heading in the right direction before moving forward. I think that that's what you've been doing. Maybe you've, kind of focused a little too much on that. And right now you are, kind of trying to decide the best way forward, trying to decide what is worth your energy and what is not worth your energy, right? But overall, I really love this. Just closing out some kind of cycle and maybe moving into this more, logical type of energy, and this King of Swords, logical and communication, very honest, getting honest with yourself on what it is you need to do to move forward. And then again, this divine timing, taking a leap of faith. So everything's going to come together. I feel like things are just kind of moving behind the scenes right now. Cycles are closing out, and pretty soon you're going to see some movement here. So I hope that that message helped, and I will see you next time. Bye.